Sarah's standing in line at her usual coffee shop, about to drop $6 on a latte, again, when the barista asks the guy ahead of her for his student ID. He's clearly 35. Salt and pepper beard, wedding ring, carrying a briefcase that costs more than Sarah's rent. The barista doesn't even blink. Scans it. His total drops by 20%. Sarah blinks for both of them. Welcome to the world of discounts you're too honest, too lazy, or too proud to use. And it's costing you a fortune you don't even realize you're hemorrhaging. Sarah can't let it go. She follows Mr. Salt and Pepper out, professionally, not creepily, and asks how a man with visible crow's feet has a valid student ID. He laughs. Turns out he's enrolled in a single online course. $79 a semester at a community college. Photography basics. He hasn't attended a single lecture. But that little plastic rectangle saves him thousands annually on software, travel, museums, electronics, and apparently overpriced coffee. The wealthy, Sarah realizes with creeping horror, are gaming a system she didn't know was a game. Most people treat student discounts like expired coupons from a junk drawer, vaguely embarrassing, possibly fraudulent, definitely not worth the effort. We've internalized this bizarre belief that discounts are for the desperate. Meanwhile, the genuinely wealthy are stacking every possible reduction like they're building a Jenga tower of savings. They're not embarrassed. They're efficient. And they're walking out of stores having paid substantially less than you for the exact same items, while you're standing there clutching your receipt like a chump, having paid full price for the privilege of feeling morally superior. Marcus has 17 loyalty cards. Literally 17. Coffee shops, grocery stores, pharmacies, gas stations, bookstores, even his dry cleaner has a punch card. He's been collecting them for 3 years. He has never, not once, redeemed a single reward. There in his wallet, a thick archaeological layer of missed opportunities. Meanwhile, his coworker Derek has 3 loyalty accounts and last year redeemed enough points for a free flight to Mexico. The difference isn't luck. It's that Derek actually remembers the cards exist. Marcus is leaving hundreds, possibly thousands, of dollars evaporating into the corporate void. Here's the thing about loyalty programs, they're designed with the Marcus problem in mind. Companies know most people will sign up and then vanish. It's called breakage, the percentage of rewards issued but never claimed. And it's staggering. Billions of dollars in points just sitting there, slowly expiring, while companies count it as pure profit. You're not forgetting to use your rewards because you're busy or disorganized. You're forgetting because the system is engineered to make you forget. And the wealthy? They set calendar reminders. They track points in spreadsheets. They treat free money like actual money. Let's address the elephant wearing a backpack. Is it legal to use a student discount when you're technically enrolled but not actually studying? Morally ambiguous? Sure. Illegal? Surprisingly, mostly no. Most retailers define eligibility as enrollment, period. They don't audit your GPA. They don't check if you're actually attending. The social contract says student discounts are for broke undergrads eating ramen. The actual contract just says you need a .edu email address. The rich read the actual contract. You're reading the social one and paying extra for your virtue. Community colleges are accidentally genius for this. Many offer non-credit courses or community education classes that still grant you official student status. Pottery. Watercolors. Introduction to Excel. $79 to $200 per semester, and suddenly you've got access to student pricing on Adobe Creative Cloud, which alone saves you $400 a year. Add in Spotify Premium with Hulu, Apple Music, Amazon Prime Student, discounted software, museum memberships, and travel deals, and you're looking at potential annual savings that dwarf the enrollment cost by a factor of 10 or more. It's arbitrage disguised as adult education. Sarah goes home and actually calculates what she's been losing. Spotify, $60 a year versus the student rate. Adobe, $300. Her gym offers a student discount she never knew about, $240 annually. Apple Music, another $60. Coffee, if she actually used that 20% discount twice a week, adds up to about $300 a year. Museum memberships she's been paying full price for, $80. She's been hemorrhaging over $1,000 annually by simply not asking for discounts she technically qualifies for, or could qualify for with minimal effort. $1,000. Just gone. Now let's talk about Marcus and his loyalty card graveyard. The problem isn't having too many programs. The problem is treating them like they're all equal. They're not. Some loyalty programs are essentially scams. You need to spend $10,000 to earn a $5 reward. Others are legitimately generous, offering 1 to 5% back on every purchase with no spending threshold. The wealthy know which is which because they actually read the terms. They consolidate. They focus on high-return programs and ruthlessly ignore the junk. Marcus is carrying dead weight and wondering why his wallet's so heavy. Here's a secret the rich figured out years ago: you only need 3, maybe 4 loyalty programs if you choose the right ones. 1 for your primary grocery store. 1 cashback credit card with no annual fee for everyday purchases. 1 for travel if you fly more than twice a year. And maybe 1 for your most visited retailer. That's it. Everything else is noise. The difference between Marcus and Derek isn't that Derek's more organized, it's that Derek only tracks things worth tracking. He's not splitting his spending across 17 mediocre programs. He's concentrating it into 3 excellent ones and actually hitting the reward thresholds. Here's where it gets darker. Most people not only forget to use loyalty rewards, they forget they're enrolled in programs that are actively charging them. Streaming services. Subscription boxes. Premium memberships. That gym you haven't visited since February but is still cheerfully billing you $29.99 every month. The average American has 4 forgotten subscriptions draining about $80 monthly. That's nearly $1,000 a year paying for things you don't use. The wealthy audit their subscriptions quarterly. You probably couldn't name all yours right now if someone offered you $50 to try. Now we're getting to the advanced class. The truly sophisticated move isn't just using a student discount or a loyalty card. It's stacking them. Student discount plus loyalty points plus cashback credit card plus promotional sale. Suddenly you're getting 40, sometimes 50% off retail on items you were going to buy anyway. The wealthy don't walk into a store and pay whatever the register says. They engineer the transaction beforehand. They know the sale calendar. They've signed up for the email list to get the first-time customer discount. They're using a card that gives them 5% back on that category. You're paying full price on a random Tuesday. Marcus finally dumps his wallet onto his kitchen table. 17 loyalty cards stare back at him like a very boring, very expensive deck of playing cards. He starts Googling each program. The coffee shop card is worthless, you need to buy 40 drinks to get 1 free, and he only goes there monthly. The bookstore one is actually solid, 15% off every purchase, no minimum. The grocery store program has been accumulating points he didn't know about. Turns out he has $72 just sitting there, expiring in 3 weeks. 3 weeks. He was about to literally throw away $72 because he couldn't be bothered to check. Let's be clear about what loyalty programs actually are. They're corporate love letters written in the language of behavioral economics. They want you enrolled because it creates psychological lock-in. You're less likely to shop at a competitor if you've got points accruing here. But they also want you to forget about the points because unredeemed rewards are pure profit. It's a beautiful scam. They win if you're loyal. They win bigger if you're loyal and forgetful. The only way you win is by being loyal, intentional, and relentless about actually claiming what you've earned. Which is exactly what the wealthy do. Sarah finds a community college 40 minutes away offering a 6-week watercolor course for $95. She signs up. 2 weeks later, her student ID arrives. She immediately logs into Adobe and switches to the student plan, annual savings, $340. She updates her Spotify account, another $60. Her gym, after some negotiation and showing her student ID, agrees to the student rate going forward, $240 annually. Amazon Prime student is half the price of regular Prime, $69 saved. She hasn't painted a single watercolor yet, but she's already saved over $700. The class could be taught by a drunk raccoon and it would still be worth it. Having a .edu email address is like holding a skeleton key to the discount internet. Retailers offer student discounts you've never heard of. Software companies slash prices. Even some insurance companies offer student rates on car insurance, which can save hundreds depending on your age and driving record. Apple gives students educational pricing on laptops and tablets. Microsoft Office is essentially free. Newspapers offer student subscriptions at 70–80% off. All you need is that email address, which you get automatically when you enroll in basically anything at an accredited institution. It's the cheapest high-return investment most people never make. Inevitably, someone reading this is clutching their pearls, horrified that people are enrolling in classes just for discounts. But let's talk about who actually loses here. Not the businesses, they set the eligibility terms. Not other students, discounts aren't a finite resource. Not the schools, they're getting enrollment revenue. The only loser is your own sense of moral superiority, which, let's be honest, isn't paying your bills. The system is designed this way. You can either participate or subsidize people who are smarter about it. The wealthy shed this guilt decades ago. They're saving thousands while you're worrying about fairness in a retail transaction. Marcus downloads 3 apps. One consolidates all his loyalty cards into a single digital wallet so he stops forgetting them. Another tracks his rewards balances and sends him alerts when points are about to expire. The third analyzes his spending and tells him which credit card to use for each purchase to maximize cashback. It takes him 45 minutes to set up. In the first month, he redeems $130 in rewards he didn't know he had. His grocery points get him a $50 gift card. His coffee shop points, the one decent program, finally get used for 3 free drinks. He feels like he's found money in a coat pocket, except it's way more money and he's been wearing the coat the whole time. Student discounts on travel are absurd and nobody talks about them. Rail passes in Europe are 50% off for students under 30, or anyone with a valid student ID regardless of age, depending on the country. Museums worldwide offer student rates. Hotels sometimes do. Airlines offer student fares through specific booking sites. You can fly internationally with extra baggage allowance and flexible dates for substantially less. The wealthy know this because they actually research before booking. You're paying full-price tourist rates because you assume discounts are only for backpackers eating hostel breakfast. Meanwhile, someone with a pottery class enrollment is sitting next to you in the same train car, having paid half what you did. Here's the twist: everything we're saying about student discounts applies equally to senior discounts, which people also weirdly refuse to use. Your parents are probably doing the same thing, paying full price out of pride or ignorance while wealthier seniors are cheerfully asking for their 10% off at every retailer, restaurant, and service provider that offers it. AARP membership is $16 a year and unlocks hundreds of discounts. But people treat it like admitting defeat. Meanwhile, rich retirees are stacking senior discounts with loyalty programs and credit card rewards and spending their savings on actual retirement activities. Pride is expensive. Discounts are free money. Choose accordingly. Sarah sits down with her bank statements from the past 6 months and highlights every recurring charge. Streaming services, 5 of them, totaling $63 monthly. She watches 2. Gym membership, still being charged despite not going since March. Meal kit subscription she forgot to cancel, $35 a week, every week, for food she's been throwing away because she's too busy to cook. A meditation app she used twice. A cloud storage plan she doesn't need because she upgraded her phone storage. Total monthly drain, $147 for things she's not using. That's $1,700 a year evaporating because she couldn't be bothered to click unsubscribe. She cancels 4 of the 5 streaming services. Cancels the gym membership. Pauses the meal kit for 3 months to see if she actually wants it. Deletes the meditation app and the redundant cloud storage. In 10 minutes of clicking through cancellation flows designed to be as annoying as possible, she frees up $112 monthly. That's $1,344 annually that she can now redirect to literally anything else: savings, travel, investing, or just not working as many overtime hours to afford a lifestyle she wasn't even living. The companies make the cancellation process deliberately tedious because they're banking on your inertia. Stop letting inertia cost you $1,000 a year. Let's talk credit cards for a second, because this is where the wealth gap becomes almost comedic. The average person uses 1, maybe 2 credit cards and picks them essentially at random, whatever their bank offered, or whatever had a cool design. The wealthy are playing a completely different game. They're using specific cards for specific spending categories to maximize cash back. Groceries on the card that gives 4% back on groceries. Gas on the 5% gas card. Dining on the 3% restaurant card. Travel on the card with travel protections and lounge access. They're earning hundreds, sometimes thousands in cash back annually on purchases they'd make anyway. You're earning nothing because your card gives you 1% on everything, which is basically nothing. But here's where people get tripped up: annual fee cards. They see a $95 annual fee and run screaming, convinced it's a scam. Meanwhile, that card offers 6% back on groceries and 3% on everything else. If you spend $500 monthly on groceries, which most families do or exceed, you're earning $360 annually in cashback. Minus the $95 fee, you're up $265. The math is very simple. But most people won't do the math. They'll stick with their zero fee, zero benefit card and feel clever for avoiding the fee while leaving hundreds of dollars on the table. The wealthy do the math. Every time. Marcus sets up calendar reminders for every single rewards program he's keeping. Quarterly reviews. His phone now alerts him 2 weeks before points expire. It's mildly annoying. It's also saved him from losing another $100+ in the 2 months since he started. His grocery store points, which he now actually tracks, have paid for $60 in groceries. His bookstore rewards covered 2 books. His gas station program gave him a $15 discount he would have completely missed. These aren't life-changing sums individually. But collectively, over a year, it's $500-600 minimum. That's a vacation. That's a down payment on something meaningful. That's retirement contributions. All from money that was already his, he just had to remember to take it. Let's go deeper on software because this is where student discounts become almost offensive in their generosity. Adobe Creative Cloud, $20 monthly for students versus $60 for everyone else. That's $480 a year. Microsoft Office, free for students with a .edu address, versus $70 to $100 for a license. Autodesk software for architecture and design, free for students, thousands annually otherwise. Even niche industry tools, statistical software, music production suites, video editing platforms, offer student pricing that's 60, 70, 80% off. If you're in any creative or technical field and you're not enrolled in something to maintain student status, you're hemorrhaging money at an almost incomprehensible rate. Most retailers don't advertise their student discounts because they don't want everyone using them. You have to ask. Apple, educational pricing year-round, plus back-to-school deals that include free AirPods. Doesn't matter if you're studying music theory or pottery. Samsung, student discounts on phones and electronics. J.Crew, Madewell, ASOS, 15 to 20% off. Even Home Depot and Lowe's offer student discounts if you're in certain programs. The catch is none of this is posted prominently. You have to know to ask or search online for student discount aggregator sites. The wealthy know because they Google before they buy. You're walking in blind and paying whatever the first price tag says. 6 months after her coffee shop epiphany, Sarah runs the numbers. Student discounts saved her $940. Canceling forgotten subscriptions freed up $804. Switching to better loyalty programs and actually using them earned $320 in rewards and discounts. Her new cashback credit card strategy netted $210. Total, $2,274. For a $95 pottery class enrollment, 40 minutes setting up apps, and maybe 2 hours total over 6 months managing it all. That's an hourly rate of over $600 for administrative work she did from her couch in pajamas. And she's not even optimizing yet. She's just stopped being actively careless with money. Here's what happens if Sarah keeps this up for 5 years. At $2,000 annually in reclaimed savings and discounts, that's $10,000. If she invests it in a boring index fund averaging 7% annual returns, it grows to over $12,000. That's a year of rent in some cities. A car. A significant chunk of a down payment. All from money she was previously giving away to corporations out of laziness and ignorance. The wealthy understand compound effects. They know that small optimizations, a discount here, a cashback percentage there, snowball into substantial wealth over time. You're focused on the individual $5 savings and missing the $10,000 forest. Not all loyalty programs deserve your attention. Here's the hierarchy the wealthy use: top tier, programs with no spending threshold that give 1 to 5% back immediately, like high-quality cashback credit cards or grocery store programs. Second tier, programs where you frequently shop and can realistically hit reward thresholds, like your regular coffee shop or bookstore. Third tier, aspirational programs like airline miles if you travel enough to actually use them. Bottom tier, ignore completely, programs requiring massive spending for tiny rewards, or brands you rarely patronize. Most people enroll in everything and track nothing. Smart people enroll in 3 things and track them relentlessly. Your wallet should reflect intentionality, not hoarding. Retailers send promotional emails because they work. The wealthy know this and use it strategically. They sign up for email lists from stores they actually shop at, set up a filter so the emails don't clutter their inbox, and check it before making a purchase. Suddenly they're getting 20% off codes, early access to sales, birthday discounts, first-time customer deals they combine with other offers. You're either ignoring all promotional emails on principle, or drowning in them from stores you visited once 3 years ago. Neither strategy works. Curate your email subscriptions like you curate your loyalty programs. 3 to 5 retailers you actually use. Filter them into a folder. Check before buying. It's free money in exchange for minor inbox organization. Marcus realizes his approach to money has been fundamentally backward. He's been working harder, extra shifts, overtime, side gigs, to earn more, while simultaneously allowing thousands to leak away through inattention. It's like running on a treadmill with a hole in your pocket. Every dollar he's worked overtime to earn could have been saved by spending 30 seconds asking for a discount or 2 minutes setting up a better credit card. The wealthy don't just earn well, they retain ruthlessly. They plug every leak. They treat saved money as earned money because mathematically it's identical. A dollar saved is a dollar you don't have to work for, and it turns out Marcus has been working for dollars he could have just kept. There are tools that do 90% of this work for you, and almost nobody uses them. Browser extensions that automatically apply the best coupon code at checkout. Apps that track price drops and alert you when something you want goes on sale. Credit card optimization apps that tell you which card to use for each purchase. Subscription tracking apps that show you every recurring charge and let you cancel with one click. Most are free or close to it. The wealthy install these once and then forget about them while they quietly save thousands in the background. You're manually Googling coupon codes like it's 2008, or more likely, not bothering at all and just eating the cost. Let's confront the real barrier. You think using discounts makes you look poor. There it is. You're worried the barista will judge you for asking about student pricing. That the cashier will roll their eyes at your coupon. That your friends will think less of you for suggesting the restaurant with a loyalty program. This is a scam you're running on yourself. The barista doesn't care, they're scanning IDs all day. The cashier is relieved you have a coupon because it makes their metrics look better. Your friends are either too polite to comment or secretly wish they'd thought of it. The only person judging you for saving money is you. Meanwhile, the objectively wealthy person behind you just used 3 stacked discounts without blinking. Student discount age verification is a joke, by the way. Most retailers just want to see a student ID. They don't check the birth date. They're not running background checks. The entire system operates on the honor principle, except the fine print doesn't actually require honor, just enrollment. Some online retailers use verification services that check your .edu email and enrollment status, which you legitimately have if you took the pottery class advice. There's no age cap written into most policies. The social expectation says student discounts are for people under 25. The actual policy says student discounts are for students. Stop following the social expectation and start reading the actual policy. That's what the rich do. Sarah mentions her student discount strategy to a coworker, who reacts like Sarah admitted to tax fraud. The moral outrage is immediate and disproportionate. Sarah's defrauding the system. She's taking resources from real students. She should be ashamed. Sarah points out that she's a real student, she's literally enrolled and attending a class. The discounts aren't means tested, they're enrollment tested. The coworker doesn't care. She's constructed an entire ethical framework around paying full price and feels personally attacked by someone who hasn't. 6 months later, that coworker is still paying full price for everything and complaining about being broke. Sarah has an extra $2,000. Righteousness is expensive. Pragmatism pays. Here's something to ease your conscience if you still have doubts. Retailers offer student discounts because it increases customer lifetime value. They want to build loyalty when you're young, or when you have a student email, so you keep shopping there after graduation. They've done the math. The discount costs them less than the advertising would to acquire you as a customer. They're not losing money on you, they're investing in future full-price purchases. You using a student discount isn't charity you're abusing. It's a calculated business transaction. They offered it. You accepted it. Both parties benefit. The only difference between you and the wealthy is they understood this was a transaction from the start, not a moral dilemma. Once you've set everything up, the right credit cards, the useful loyalty apps, the browser extensions, the subscription audits, it runs on autopilot. You're not spending hours clipping coupons. You're not driving to multiple stores to chase sales. You shop exactly how you already shop, except now the system automatically applies the best discounts, uses the optimal credit card, tracks your rewards, and alerts you before points expire. It's maybe 10 minutes a month to review and redeem rewards. That's it. The wealthy automated their discount strategy years ago. They set it once and collect perpetually. You're still doing everything manually, or more likely, not doing it at all and wondering why money feels tight despite decent income. A year after his wallet awakening, Marcus tallies his total savings. Loyalty programs he now actually uses, $430 in redeemed rewards. Cashback credit card optimization, $360. Cancelled subscriptions he wasn't using, $980. Student discount from a community college film appreciation class, $520 on software and services. Total, $2,290. He didn't get a raise. He didn't start a side hustle. He didn't win anything. He just stopped being wasteful and started being intentional. That's a month of rent. That's a meaningful contribution to retirement. That's a vacation he's actually taking next month, funded entirely by money he was previously giving away to corporations for literally nothing in return. Here's the uncomfortable truth Sarah and Marcus both eventually confront: the wealthy people doing this weren't smarter. They weren't more educated or more financially sophisticated. They just didn't have the same psychological barriers. They weren't embarrassed to ask for discounts. They didn't feel guilty about using systems as designed. They didn't moralize their shopping decisions. They saw a discount, they took it. They saw a loyalty program, they used it. They saw an opportunity to stack savings, they stacked. The gap between you and them wasn't intelligence or work ethic. It was permission. They gave themselves permission to optimize. You've been waiting for someone else to grant it. Consider this your permission slip. If you're overwhelmed, start small. Pick one thing. Audit your subscriptions this week and cancel anything you haven't used in a month. That's it. Next week, if you're in any creative or professional field, look into a cheap community college class that gets you a student email. Week 3, download one browser extension that auto-applies coupons. Week 4, consolidate your loyalty programs to the 3 you actually use and delete the rest. You don't have to optimize everything at once. The wealthy didn't build their systems overnight either. They just started earlier than you. But starting now is infinitely better than starting never, which is what you've been doing. Sarah's in line at the same coffee shop a year later. The guy ahead of her, different guy, same energy, same expensive briefcase, pulls out a student ID. Sarah smiles because she gets it now. She's got her own student ID in her wallet from the watercolor class she actually ended up enjoying. Her coffee costs $4.80 instead of $6. Difference of $1.20. Meaningless, right? Except she's here 4 times a week. That's about $250 a year on coffee alone. But it's not really about the coffee. It's about the shift. She's not the person paying whatever she's told anymore. She's the person who asks questions, checks for discounts, and keeps her own money. That shift is worth a lot more than $40. The discount system isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed. Corporations offer discounts to acquire and retain customers. Most customers forget to use them, which is pure profit. A small percentage of customers, disproportionately wealthy, interestingly, use them relentlessly, which is an acceptable cost of doing business. The system assumes you'll be lazy, forgetful, and embarrassed. It's built on those assumptions. The wealthy succeed not by breaking the system but by refusing to play the role the system assigned them. They're not the forgetful customer. They're not the embarrassed customer. They're the customer who reads the terms and collects every dollar they're entitled to. You can be that customer too. You just have to decide that saving money is more important than performing humility. So here's your invitation. Stop leaving money on the table. Stop subsidizing other people's discounts by paying full price. Stop treating corporations like charities that need your financial support. They're fine. Their quarterly earnings are fine. Your budget, statistically, Could probably use some help. The tools exist. The discounts exist. The systems are already in place. The only missing ingredient is your willingness to use them without guilt or shame. The wealthy figured this out. Sarah and Marcus figured this out. The guy with the salt and pepper beard buying discounted coffee figured this out. The only question is whether you will. Because the discount is sitting there. The loyalty points are accumulating. The subscription is still charging you. And the clock is running.